And I find it, as I said, I find it personally insulting, because I think that it comes with the implication that the players are somehow at fault, or there's something bad about the players. And I really resent that as a player. Developers are going to get the first paycheck being thrown on top of the world. I think honestly it's a cultural thing too. Like, it seems like, I'm gonna be honest, it seems like Western developers just have their fucking head up their ass. Like, it's literally that simple. They have their fucking head up their ass, and they have these gigantic fucking egos, and they have no business having this big of an ego. Like, most of the games that come out are usually derivative of other older games. There are very rarely, like, new, super unique, like, cool ideas. And ironically, the people that usually have the new, super unique, cool ideas never act like the people who don't. It's like, almost, it's like the worse of a developer you are, the bigger your ego is. Developers, you're talking about game designers, what the fuck? I don't give a fuck what it's called. Whenever I say, like, is this gonna be like another, like, butthurt fucking game developer that's like, oh, like, shut the fuck up. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, whenever I say game developer, and if you know that's not, like, what your specific job is there, then I'm clearly not talking about you. Oh, fuck. That last shot out. One more. Kill all these real quick. But yeah, did you pay for the skin? You're kind of litty. No, I didn't pay for the skin. Anyway, like, yeah, game designers or whoever, right? But like, basically, like, if you're one of these people that does this, I really think this is a weakness in Western game development, and I think that it's also a weakness in, like, Western, like, a lot of, like, Western entertainment in general. Is that because people in like the West place such a high value on entertainment, the people who are entertainers, I think, get like this like massive ego out of it. And I think people, like, there's a lot of people that say that I'm like this, but I think honestly anybody that knows me, I've kind of always just been like this. And I actually don't think I have like a very I really mean this. I'm like not memeing or anything. I really don't think I have a big ego with really anything except for things that I feel like I have like a strong competency on. Like, for example, like streaming stuff, I think that I know what I'm talking about, right? Because I'm a successful streamer. But with many other things, I usually am the first person to say, like, yeah, I don't really know. I don't have an ego, but I have strong opinions. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. People confuse confidence with ego? Yeah. People are saying being sure of yourself and actually standing up for your opinions with big ego and arrogance. Yeah. Well, that's why a lot of streamers, and you'll see this very often, many streamers, like, just, if they're getting a lot of pushback for like whatever opinion they have, they'll just stop having that opinion, right? And I think that, like, this is not necessarily just a calculated ploy to maximize revenue. A lot of times it's just people that just don't want to fucking deal with it, right? It's like everybody's disagreeing with me about something, and so I don't want to talk about it, and I don't want to argue with people. It's like, you know, live and let live. It's easy to assume someone at the top of their field is giant ego, especially to acknowledge that they're in the position they are. Yeah, I mean, I think that you don't change your opinion, you just stop expressing it. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that feel that way. And for me, like the way I've always looked at like streaming and everything is that the reason why I stream and the reason why I do what I do, I think one of the big privileges that I have is that I don't really have to accommodate people who I consider unreasonable, right? Whether it's like a manager, whether it's a, you know, company. I guess Twitch is not really that. I mean, I've got Twitch for sure, but in general, I can kind of make my own decisions and do what I want to say and say what I want to say, and I can do that, and I think that's a huge privilege that many people don't really have, and that's why I'm very outspoken about my opinions, is because it's like exercising something that I feel like I have a privilege to have, which is the ability to have an opinion that's not popular and still, you know, be able to defend it, or have the ability to defend it. There's some long falls, fall damage. I mean, fall damage serves no real purpose in video games other than just waste your time. So I don't really care about it being removed effectively from New World. If you're a Republican, you'd be in trouble though. I mean, I don't know, like I've stated like numerous like things that you would say like are Republican things, but I mean, I'm also like, and I say that with everything, right? It's like, I don't really know, like, I don't understand a lot of things, like, very clearly, and, like, very, like, not intuitively. Give me 1 second. I don't understand like a lot of the like specifics on certain things because I'm just not experienced in those issues. Like, that's not what my competency is, right? Like things like COVID, etc. Like I don't really understand it. It's the same thing as like my mom was like telling me, she's like, oh, you know, we should look at the test results that I got from the hospital, and I'm like, yeah, sure, we can look at them, but like, why would we, why are we going to look at the test results whenever, like, we're not doctors, right? Like, what the fuck do we know, right? I mean, how do we have any idea what these test results mean? So you should distance yourself from Hassan. Let's like, let's not, like, we're not talking about Hassan. Just, it's got nothing to do with him. But anyway, crazy on Facebook don't know what they're saying. No, they've got no fucking idea what they're saying. Like most of the time. Oh, my phone just turned off. Well, I thought I got a text message. No, my phone just died. I have to go to bed soon. Just a sec, I'm trying to plug it in. I'll live, it's fine, I've got high level armor. Okay, there we go. So yeah, anyway, so you're saying, but always deferring to experts and not doing any research on your own can also cause problems. You're right, and I think that obviously like people should think for themselves, etc. But the problem is that especially deferring to experts, I think, becomes more valid the more technical a subject is. So for something like sociology or something that's like much more of a soft science, it's much easier to kind of like do your own research and have your own opinion on things and have your own outlook on them, because it's subjective to a degree, right? I mean, a lot of the testing for things like this is not, it's not as defined as, let's say, physics or mathematics, where it's like, you know, 2 + 2 = 4, or chemistry or something like that. So the more hard a science is, I think that generally the more that you should defer to somebody who knows more about it than you do. First impression on longevity with New World versus Final Fantasy? I mean, I think Final Fantasy looks like a lot better game than New World right now. I mean, that's definitely true. What are you doing, you idiot? Just be good at the game. Jesus, guys, come on. Just kill everything and be good at the game. There you go. See how easy it is? That one's gonna knock me back. That was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. A little Dark Souls 1 action there. Okay. I don't think I can loot these again, can I? I can, because now I have to open the item. You already just face tank everything? I do and I don't. I think that, like, it's... I tactically face tank things. Okay. But yeah, it's like, I think deferring to an expert is generally always going to be a better idea. And it's like kind of, this is usually something I've said before, and I think it's gotten me a lot of people that were frustrated about my response. Because I've said before that, like, usually I will go with something that works the most often. So, like, for example, like, trusting in an expert will not always work, because sometimes there are experts that shouldn't have their position of power, right? They're, like, stupid, or they're biased, or they're, like, being paid, or something like that, right? So, like, this can totally happen, but I think that you will have a higher chance of a higher, like, ratio of success if you're listening to, like, experts regularly than if you're making your own decisions regularly, you know? You know what I'm saying? I think this is one of them. It's not. Damn, I wanted to show you guys this thing, and now I just can't seem to find one. Damn, okay. In general, it's pretty pragmatic. Yeah, exactly. And so, like, that's the thing, is, like, if you if you're trying to, like, do what's going to work most of the time, I think listen to somebody who's an expert. Now, obviously, sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes, as I said, you listen to an expert, they have no fucking idea what they're talking about, and they're gonna completely waste your time, and they're gonna be wrong. But I think that if you take 100 times where you listen to an expert on something, and 100 times where you do your own research on something, I think you're gonna have more success cases if you're listening to experts than not. And that's kind of like, That's the way I live my life, right? Is I think about like what's going to work most of the time. Berry bush. Oh boy. Hey, leave me alone. There we go. Loot this one too. You know, doctors and experts have been silenced by big tech. I mean, yeah, but also hear out doctors and people that haven't been too. I think that people, this is like a fallacy that a lot of people have, is that they assume that if somebody is told to stop saying something, it's because what they're saying is true. Or someone gets like silenced or shut down, and they think to themselves like, oh, well, they're getting silenced because they're telling the truth. And I think it's a pretty big logical fallacy. Magic suck neuro games, is it just me? I would recommend using a melee weapon. Where's the links? There he is. Bitch. I guess we'll just knock out all these. I'll do this, I'll probably go to bed. Joe Rogan ironically believed Bigfoot was real well into his 40s. I don't believe that Bigfoot isn't real. Does that make sense? Like, if I had to guess, I would say it's not real. But if I had to also say, am I certain that it's not real? No. Because nobody really knows that. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's okay to have an open mind for things like this, but I'm not gonna go and like look at like some Bigfoot sighting things. It's hard to prove it. Yeah, you can't prove a negative. It's very hard to prove a negative. You're very right about that. Let's loot this too. Might as well. Pop this. Starting to do some good damage now. If it doesn't kill anyone, vaccines. I don't want to talk about the vaccine stuff, right? Like I just don't want to. As it's just like nobody in here really has any like expertise on the subject, but everybody in here I can guarantee you has an opinion, which is like the worst combination to have. Science is dominant religion, experts are the priests. Well, that sounds like somebody who doesn't understand science. Yep, that is the... I've heard that opinion many times. And I think that, here's a good way to look at it. The findings from science and the actual information and like the result of science is not what people should treat as like a religion and what people should believe in. They should believe in the method that was used to obtain those results. Does that make sense? Like that's the thing that matters. Yeah, the process. It's science is not really anything. It's a scientific method and what that means. That's what's really valuable, and that's what people should, you know, quote, believe in. It's a scientific method, and what does that mean? Let's get that one there. Yeah, so like you believe in the method and not necessarily the result. What do I have to do here? Fasteners? Oh, 5 of them, fuck. I'm just gonna vendor some of these right now. I wish I could have a thing where like I could show all my items and people could just like request them if they wanted them. As long as money can be made from science as a result, you have to place faith in the method of discovery. Yeah, exactly. It's like, for example, like here's one example of like science, like any sort of like scientific finding being misrepresented. So like you understand like the law of large numbers. The law of large numbers means that like basically if you flip a coin a certain number of times, you will get like a point in those coin flips where you get the same result multiple times. You'll get like heads 20 times in a row, 50 times in a row, or whatever. Like if you flip a coin enough times, you will get heads 50 times in a row. Now that number of times is probably in the millions, but it could happen. So there are some types of studies that are done, and I think a good example of this is studies that are funded by like tobacco companies, etc. That the prime way that they misrepresent information is they use the law of large numbers to create a misrepresentation of the population. So like they wait and they'll like roll the dice like for 50 people 20 times until they get a selection of 50 people where none of them get lung cancer from cigarettes. You see what I'm saying? Just veritasing video? No, I mean this is just this. I mean this is common sense, right? I mean anybody could figure this out. Yeah, and for anybody who's like interested in that, I think that it's been a long time since I've taken statistics, but if you ever look at like any sort of like nuts and bolts of any sort of statistical study, the amount of people in a sample size is denoted by the letter N. So if you see the letter N and it's a very small number, and it's making a sweeping generalization on the entire population, beware. So don't trust the experts. If that's what you got out of what I was talking about, then I think that you're not really asking a question, you're looking for validation. You disagree with what I'm saying and you're just misunderstanding it intentionally. Chat being filled with bait. If there's one thing I've learned from being on the internet in the past like 2 years, is that a lot of the stupid comments that people are making aren't actually not bait. Like, no, they're the fish. Be a guy more likely to die from complications from smoking than cancer if you smoke. Yeah, sure. I mean, like, and again, like, that's an obfuscation, right? It's like, for example, like, let's say you're a tobacco company, and you take a sample of a lot of people that have a lot of people that have like died who were smokers, and many of the people that died from like heart failure or like COPD or like usually it's not really that thing specifically, it's like a complication that stems from that, or like what you said, like the other one, I forgot what the other one was, right? But like other types of complications, and it says like, oh well, all those people, none of those people died from lung cancer, right? Because like the public literacy is that smoking equals lung cancer, right? So people don't think smoking equals heart problems. There are a lot less people that think that. So you misrepresent information, and you keep the facts that are out in plain sight, but because people are stupid, they don't see them. And it's not even that they're stupid, it's just that they're not educated in the subject, right? Like, there's plenty of people that, like, I mean, for me, for example, like, I don't know anything about chemistry. So, like, if somebody tells me something about chemistry, like, I don't know. I've got no idea. Like, am I stupid in chemistry? Like, am I stupid because I don't know anything about chemistry? No, not really. I mean, I know other stuff. But, the same with somebody who's like really good at chemistry, doesn't know anything about computers. Are they stupid? No, not really. It's just different things. Before the internet, the bar to publishing idiotic ideas was much higher. Now every stupid idea has a possibility of being shared with stupid people. That's a good point. I think you're right. There it is. It's called ignorant science when a company voluntarily spreads misinformation. Huh, I've never heard that term before. I don't really know what I should use here. Oh, that's good. That seems like it's good.
My blade my life.
Hebrew.
Choose your next contribution to our cause.
Oh, how many coins do I have?
My blade, my life.
1700.
Choose your next contribution to our cause.
Seems like I can't really afford anything. I feel like I don't even really want to buy anything. Like all this gear is like 345. What's my gear? Actually, it's slightly better than what I have. Maybe buy the helmet or something. Let's teleport over here. Top right talent, the throwing branch. Nah, man. Like here's what I'm gonna do with my hatchet. Okay. So I'm gonna get this one, and then I want to get aim throw, because aim throw is fucking overpowered. And then I'm gonna get critical throw because you're right. I think this one's garbage. I think that this one is kind of good. Oh yeah, this one's really good too. Like rejuvenating crits is fucking insane. And then I go down to here. That's not very good. Yeah, none of these are that good. I guess I'd maybe pick this one up. Like, that's really, really, really good exploitation. Steel tools. I don't have a steel skinning knife, but it's green, so it's useful. If you have a green steel logging axe or something, I'd take that. Everything else is steel. I upgraded it earlier today. Well, thanks, man. That's too much. Easy. Easy. Jordan Peterson tells people to clean their room, also suffers from long bout of depression. Yeah, but I mean, you should still clean your room, right? I think that that's just a, this is like one of those things where people look at the person who's like giving the message, and that's more important to them than the message itself. I think that there is like some value in saying that, you know, you're trying to change the world, but you can't even change your clothes. I mean, I think that that does have some value. Yeah, absolutely.
I salute you, fellow Marauder. We will never give up the
Okay,
fight.
let's look around and see
in
where
the
these
end,
are.
we will emerge victorious.
Ah, that one's kind of a pain in the ass. Meadow
I
Lake.
salute you, fellow Marauder. We will never give up the fight. And in the end,
Oh, that's a pain in
we
the
will
dick
emerge
too.
victorious.
Those aren't the problem though. Yeah, but like I think that like as a general rule, people that don't have their own life in order on like a very basic level, right? And like I'm not talking about like, oh, if you're messy, you're like a loser or something like that, but I think that as a general rule, people that don't have their shit together probably don't know what the fuck they're talking about, you know? I think that's true. In many cases, that's true. Does anybody have any energizing travel rations in this area? So I'm gonna try to make some myself. It's ad hominem. It's not really an ad hominem, right? It's kind of like saying that somebody who's overweight probably doesn't know a lot about health and fitness. I think that, you know, again, statistically, that's probably true. It's not true on a personal level, but I think it's true for a lot of people. Well, since somebody's already level 52, that's no surprise to me. 304 smelting for that? That's a lot. Oh, I need a level 4 smelter. I guess I'm not gonna make those then. Let's see. You aren't married, don't have the wife together, are you married? No, what's wrong with you? Well, being married and I don't really think that's the same thing, right? Like if you're married to somebody, it's much different than having your room cleaned. Like it's kind of like the reason why like fitness and being overweight are connected is because they're a part of like the same realm of like things. For example, like, but I would say that somebody who's been married for 50 years, let's say, I would take their opinion on relationship advice much more so than I would take somebody's opinion who's divorced. You see what I'm saying? Oh, it's not letting me fucking click on them for some reason. Depends. Of course it depends. Everything always depends. But whenever you're making a decision for something, you don't think about what things depend on. You think about what's probably going to work. And this is one thing that I think a lot of people have a hard time with, is that everything always depends, but some things depend more successfully than others. Coarse leather. I need 24 coarse leather. Tanneries, yeah, it's over there. Marriage is an old way of viewing life. By legal protection, we've grown beyond that. No, I don't think so. I think marriage is a good thing. I'm pro-marriage. Marriage equals prenup. I love like all the people that are talking about like getting a prenup in chat. Like, you guys understand that you're also awake at 5 a.m. watching a random guy walk around playing a fucking a dog shit video game, right? Like, none of like, if it wasn't for streaming, like, I wouldn't have a job. Like, we'd all just be sitting here with no fucking money. The odds are the wife is gonna make more money than we do anyway. So why, yeah, like, signing a prenup wouldn't even be in our best interest. Let's be honest. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, wow. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. That's a huge upgrade. American at the time says I'm right about everything. You mad? You mad? Because you know I'm right? Is that it? Yeah, if you're in EU, yeah, it's a little bit different, isn't it? I'm just saying, I think it's just kind of like... I never really would worry about that kind of stuff. My point was cleaning your room seems arbitrary. Couldn't someone have their own list of items that define having one shit together? Yeah, of course, right? But like, there's gonna be a. I think you can't deny that there is a. There are certain, more often than not, agreed upon lists of things that mean that you have your shit together. And I think that having a clean room is one of them. And being able to just generally take care of yourself. Like, obviously, like, there's always going to be something, right? Correlation and causation. No, it's not. But, like, there's definitely, as I said, it's the same thing with, like, fitness, right? It's like, the odds are if somebody is overweight, they probably don't know a lot about fitness. As I said, poll 1,000 people, and I can guarantee you I'm right. Poll 1,000 Americans. Okay. Maybe shit together concept, most people said, generally prevents you from doing shit. Well, I don't really think so. I mean, like, healthy at any weight and beautiful at any weight is a dangerous narrative. Yeah, I think it is, and I think there should be more accountability to people that are promoting it. For people that are promoting it, because I think it like, it's one thing that, like, if you're promoting something and it's just, like, stupid or whatever, but, like, to tell, especially, like, young people that being, like, morbidly obese is okay at all. I think the argument that I would have is look up the word morbid. Fat phobia? Well, people should be afraid of being fat. Because if you're fat, you have a high chance of dying early. Well, let's think about all of the famous and well-known fat people that are old. You know the main one that I can think of? Santa Claus. And he's not real. My point exactly. George R.R. Martin. Yeah, that's true. Jack Black. Jack Black's not that old. It doesn't really start fucking with you until you're in, like, your 60s usually. I mean, that's actually not even true. That's not even really, that's not usually. That's like, I think at that point, almost everybody sees a consequence. I think that's a better way to say it. But yeah, either way, yeah, I think it's very unhealthy. Like, for me personally, like, I live a very unhealthy lifestyle, and I don't think anybody should live the way that I do. And I've said that before. Yeah, I live like a complete animal. Yeah, but you're skinny. Yeah, I mean, being skinny is generally better than being overweight. Absolutely. Like, being skinny is better than being overweight. But skinny people can be unhealthy too. Grandma always said you can never be too skinny or too rich. What about a mummy? Damn, I wish I could make these energizing travel rations. Does anybody have any of those? I'm just gonna wait here for like 5 or 10 minutes. And I gotta go to bed. It's been pretty late. Gotta make sure to wake up. I'll probably sleep until like 1 p.m. or something like that. Cause I have to wake up and probably make breakfast for my mom, and then I'm not sure what's gonna happen after that. Oh, I can make some of them, but still need to make more. I can make 11. Technically being super muscular is unhealthy too. You're very right. There's a lot of bodybuilders that die and have like really unhealthy side effects. I know like Eddie Hall's had that problem. Like Eddie Hall's not a bodybuilder, but he's a strong man. It's kind of the same thing. Rich Piana. Yeah, dude, I loved his content. I used to watch his videos a lot, actually. I thought he was really fucking funny, man. Look at Ronnie Coleman. That's another one. Zeus, right? That's another one. Let's see. Andre the Giant? No, it's not the same thing. Road regimen was nuts, saying how much juice the guy was taking. Yeah, like his girlfriend said he was like snorting it too. Or no, he was snorting pre-workout. Like the guy was next level. But like no, yeah, he would fucking snort pre-workout. No, but I ever watched Ronnie Coleman's Police Officer? No, I didn't see that. Yeah, if anybody else has any more like food or anything like that. I am right here in Everfall. I'm gonna go and thank you. Thank you very much. Ronnie Coleman, you see 3 chickens a day. Yeah. I mean, I think Ronnie Coleman, like, he can walk around a little bit. Like, I follow, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger on Twitter. And on what was it? Instagram. And I think that, like, I saw him speaking at, like, his most recent event. Like, standing up. But I think that he has to be, like, helped to the stage and the podium and everything. Because I saw, like, other pictures with, like, him and crutches and stuff. Lifetime award from Arnold. Yeah, that must have been what it was. Wait 3 minutes for the next set of them. His whole spine fused, dude. Yeah. Arnold's still in great shape, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, he is. And I think that Arnold, like, the thing is that, like, if you look at mass, like, Ronnie Coleman, I would assume, like, if I looked at, like, you know, at their biggest, I would say, like, Ronnie Coleman is probably, like, 30, 40 pounds heavier than Arnold, right? Oh, so 2 open heart surgeries more? Yeah, like Ronnie Coleman's a lot bigger than him. And I think they're about the same height too. I think people don't realize how big that guy was. That guy was fucking massive, man. And thing is, like, also, like, a lot of the other many of the other, like, bodybuilders and everything, like, they might be well off, but they're not rich like Arnold Schwarzenegger is, right? So they might not have the access to the same type of, like, healthcare and everything, which does count. And also it's a matter of size. Like, Arnold's not that big now. And he never got, like, really, really, really big. Because, like... And I remember I saw, like, there's a thing about this. It was, like, maybe 10 years ago or so. Where people were, like, criticizing... that they were thinking that, like, bodybuilding was becoming so much more just about, like, mass and less about aesthetics. And so, I think that's kind of shifted a little bit, too. He's getting old, yeah. They have fat stomachs now? Yeah, I think that was the point of contention. Legendary bodybuilder, Ronnie's from the 90s, insulin era, etc. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different. Hates it's going away from V-shape. It's hard to say, right? I mean, like, in my opinion, I think that, like, I feel like being, like, really, really, like bodybuilder massive would be, like, the last thing that I would want to be. Like, if it was me, I would rather be either... I would rather look like a strong man, or I'd rather look like a... you know, like those old, like, you know, like, fucking Michelangelo or Leonardo da Vinci, like, sculptures of, like, Greek gods, you know? Where they're just, like, fucking ripped and shit. Like, that's what you'd want to look like, much more so than, like, Z's. Yeah, yeah, there you go. Ronnie Coleman was 3 inches shorter than Arnold? I didn't know that. That's how I look for real, though. That's crazy, bro. Me too. Yeah, same. Alright, 6 seconds. Wrap this up, then we'll go to bed. Abandon that, abandon this. Oh, there's one right there, timber. Does anybody have any wood? See if I can turn some of these in real quick and then go back over to the other one and then go to bed. No, Asmongold's room today? No, I don't feel comfortable doing it yet. I think that if you give me a couple more days, I'll have a better idea of, like, what to expect. I'm sorry that I haven't been able to be on my main stream, but my mom's just been, like, not well, and it's been hard to not give that all of my attention. It, like, fucks with your head a lot. Yeah, does anybody have any wood? Yeah, I'm, like, literally right here. If anybody has any wood. I need aged wood and normal wood. Thank you. Where am I at now? I need more aged wood now. Yeah, aged wood and actually normal wood, both of the woods. That's a lot of fucking timber, holy shit, thank you. Can I? Oh, okay, so yeah, I just need aged wood then. Yeah, if anybody has like maybe 20 or 30 aged wood, that'd be fucking great. I feel like a lot of people don't because they probably don't have their shit leveled up yet. Maybe this guy does. He's like standing in front of me. Thanks, man. I think that's enough. Actually, 37. The other. No, I think I'm gonna be one short. Actually, just did the math. 9. 10. Yes. Thank God I was wrong. Okay. Go ahead and put this away. Age wood from mature trees, yeah. It doesn't though, like it takes a lot of work for like new players. And the game just came out a couple days ago. Yeah, I mean I just want people to know that like I don't know, it sucks and I hope to be like more stable soon. Something I'm very much looking forward to. I try to do like streams on my second channel and hang out with people a little bit because I do enjoy streaming. Sometimes like there can be like a lot of stress on my main channel because I feel like people have like a lot of expectations. But just overall, it's something I do enjoy. 40, wait, what? I thought I had 40. I made 20. Does anybody else have any more aged lumber? Aged wood? Yeah, does anybody else have any more aged wood? Let me see if I can just buy some. Yes. Easy. Let's just go do this. Much as I hope, you know, quickly, if not, end up worse than we expect. Thought that as well. I mean, I don't know, really. I mean, obviously it's like, it's a matter of like managing things more so than like curing them. And like, the thing is, like, everybody dies, like, for sure. But, I just want to do everything that I can and try to make things as good for her as possible, you know? That's the truth. That's big fucking numbers. There we go. Massive. What's this? Thanks, just in time. Maybe I'll use it on this one here. But yeah, like I know that, and it's stressful for me a lot to think about that, but I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can really do. You can't run from it.
Choose your next contribution.
Can't do anything. Doing all you can. Yeah, that's really all I try to do, is I try to do my best. That's what matters. That's an easy. That's not. Gators. I'm surprised I don't have steel bars. I assumed that I did. Make her stop smoking. I'm probably gonna have a conversation with her about it tomorrow. Yeah, just stop smoking. It's easy. Alright. See if there's any of these things I can do, and then it's time to sleep. It's hard to get to a point where it's like, ah, shit, it's time to stop. Yeah. It's like, the thing is, what sucks is, like, there's going to be a point in my life where I am going to have to stop drinking soda and eating fast food. Like, this will happen. Does anybody have 3 cranberries? I'll see if I can look them up. Cranberries and salt. Let me see if I can find both of those. Oh my god. You already passed that point, just don't realize it yet? Well, I don't know. I mean, I've been to the doctor before and they said that I'm healthy. So I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. Nice. Got those done. Wow, I made a lot of progress today. I'm level 28, almost 29. Teeth disagree? Yeah, all my teeth are rotted out. That's true. There's a lot of other reasons for that, though. You brush? I used to not brush my teeth. I'm talking about like 10 years ago, right? I'm not talking about like, you know, I started doing it like 2 months ago and it's been going pretty good. I'm not sure really if I want to stick with it. Why? It was a waste of time and I could just go lay down and go to bed. Caveman? I think that's a compliment. Alright, I'll be back on probably tomorrow. And we'll keep playing the game. I'll go through it, do all the stuff that we need to do. I'll see you guys later. Thanks a lot for watching. See you later, boys. Peace.